What's up? Come on in, man. How we doing? We've got an ATR of 42 here on a 5-minute NQ. That is tremendous this time of day. Hopefully we can stay above, I'd say, about 35. Anything above 35 on the ATR, that's the range of a 5-minute bar, right? In terms of points, I'm happy. Anything above 30, really, I'm happy. As of late, well, it's been about 2 weeks now. It's been more than a week and a half, about 2 weeks. We've had very low volatility, especially into the afternoon, midday into the afternoon. A few days there, it wasn't even really getting that high during the morning, during the hot period. It really wasn't even cracking, what we're used to that time of day. So we are currently sitting higher as far as volatility than we have really off the open, at least in the hour after the open, for a couple of days in the last 2 weeks. So I'm happy, man. Let's see what we can get done here. Big bar 28, halfway through this bar, 2.5 minutes out. See what we got. See what we got. We've got a bit of a range here since bar 18, 19. That's all right. That's all right, but realistically, I'm looking at this here thus far. Gotta keep an eye on that. Got high a day up there around 29,743. Low a day, 29,375. So we've got quite the intraday range, looking much better than we've seen here so far this week. Right. Now, as far as 50% retracement, we're pretty much through it. I think we've already dealt with that for the most part. I mean, we're now ranging sort of above that 50% retracement spot, right? The 50% retracement of the morning move downside, okay? We've already dealt with that. Really, through here, we dealt with that. So that's really not what I'm concerned with now. Now it's just purely price action, watching this guy range. And it is a bit wider, which is good. How we doing so far, guys? By the way, come on in, man. We've got work to do. How we doing so far today? JJ Rowe, Tina News, OM, what's up? How we doing? How we doing? You gotta love the volatility. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice to come in, watch the open? You got an ATR. What do we peak out at so far today? Yeah, the 70s, mid-70s, 75. I gotta tell you, it's refreshing to get some movement here. Man, last night... You look here, this... I was sitting here watching the market do this, and I was just like, finally we got this guy. Took a little while, and then this here was the trigger. Finally, I was able to grab some opportunity last night. Well, I guess last night evening, right? But like this, I'm sitting here because every one of these bars, man, is 5 minutes. You got to remember. 20, 25, a little bit of movement, 35, 40. It's like, oh my God. 7 points on this entire bar. So when that's the case, I'll tell you what, man, if you're starting to get frustrated, market's not moving, you're sitting there doing a bunch of nothing, there's nothing wrong with hanging it up. Because the worst thing you can do is sit there and just get more and more and more pissed. And then all of a sudden you've got 35 contracts on when you normally trade 5. You don't want to be in that situation. So if you need to walk away because the market's not moving to your satisfaction, I can relate to that frustration. Feel free, walk away. It's all right. But today, man, we don't have that problem. ATR 41 looking pretty damn good. So, I'm curious. If the market here wants to roll over, I think that would be just about best case scenario, at least for me, because you get this big downside push, retracement, work your way through the 50% retracement point, right? Start ranging above. If we can curl, we've already dealt with this. All those average in bulls they've done what they were going to do. If we could roll over here, get a little bit of acceleration, that ATR volatility, right, drags back up into the mid 40s, maybe even the 50s. You can see the 60s potentially. Then it's basically low a day. It's off to the races. Now, that's not my baseline expectation. I'm just telling you what would be tremendous if it could happen as far as opportunity. But between now and then, I'm looking at this guy. I'm thinking range, potential fade into a soft bear channel. Okay. Bar 29. Copy trader engaged. Got a nice small bar. There's just room. Let's see here. Place it. Roll over. And I want to see if those bears want to take it. And if not, then we're looking at probably way too aggressive of a trading range. And then I'll pull the order. All good. I'm going to give that 20 full seconds. 29 is a small bar. Less than an ATR. 5 more seconds here. There it is, 20 seconds, no fill, no trade. Moving on, bar 30. Let's watch 30 here. Let's see if it bounces right back up into, because this argument here, this is starting to break. This is becoming more of an argument. Draw it wherever you want, don't overthink it. But then we now have a couple of touch points really for, again, don't overthink this, for a big soft bear channel to have some potential. Again, when you can draw multiple, for me, my default, I prefer the sideways range, but the sideways range here would be the wider variation of the two. You know, by the way, I want to run a poll on this. Okay, poll is out. Vote in the chat. Well, the poll in the chat. Which does NQ see first? And I clarified, that does not necessarily mean today. Of course it could, but it doesn't have to. 30K or 29,000. Now, today, all day, the whole range is kind of splitting the difference. Obviously, we're a little bit higher in that splitting the difference zone. But I'm curious our thoughts here. Again, does not necessarily have to be today. Of course, it could be. We'll see. But what does NQ see first? 30K or 29,000? DK, how we doing? All right, bar 30, 15 seconds out. ATR sitting at 41. Now, if this starts rejecting early and the bears curl it over, especially if they take out the wick low of, 29 and then especially 27, then you got to start thinking of this as a soft bear channel right now, especially if the bulls can take out the wick high of 28. We're looking at a very clear sideways range. So like it or not, bar 31 here is actually a reasonably crucial bar, just to get a better look. Okay, we got bar 31 testing the high of this sideways range. Again, it's just a zone. Don't look at the actual line. You're overthinking it. They'll take out the wick high at 23 just barely. Okay, we got 2 minutes here, bar 31. I gotta see if the bulls can give me a nice clean close. That would be the first bar closing outside of the range. And ATR is sitting at 42, which is moderate. My baseline assessment still has to be range. So let's watch how this guy closes up. All right, we'll get 31 closing up here in 12 seconds. Watching that wick high at 23. Clearly the bulls are as well. See if they can actually clear that here on the close. All right, they barely will, so I'm going to watch bar 32. Now, if 31 had closed up here and the wick was more like up here to keep it controlled, that's a lot more fitting for an early trade for me. Closing just barely outside the wick high, there's just way too much of a risk of that range coming back into play. So we'll see if the bears suck it back into the trading range, which is a high probability event. And you might say, but Nico, if it's a high probability event, shouldn't you be smacking it short right now? I'm not going to argue with the logic. What I will argue with is how the hell would I manage my risk? Right? I prefer to use a price action based stop that's a part of the existing range, but we're at the high. So I'm much more watching 32 to see what it gives me in either direction. If we were to pop up, all of a sudden it's no longer the early trade and get a nice clean bull close. I have a continuation trade, maybe for high of the day. Might be a little early for that though. We end up fading back down here. All of a sudden my only thought is, all right, limit order reversion scalp if I can make sense of it. All right, we know what this is here. Let's get rid of those lines. Keep a fresh set of eyes. Okay, we're halfway through bar 32, 2 minutes out. Come on, bulls. Don't be a bunch of babies. Hold it. Hold it. We got a minute 25 of holding that I'm going to need the bulls to do. Close this as a clean bull body. Not too much wick up top. Would be ideal. Obviously, I don't want it to grow to 100 points. 100 points, all of a sudden it would be incredibly outsized. But a small to moderate bull body, eating up that wick up top before it closes up in the next 60 seconds would be tremendous. Question, do you look back at previous days for levels? I mean, the overnight session? You said 1 a.m. That was today. No. No. Unless it's very clear, which I would already know about. I wouldn't have to look back. If it was like 30K or 25K, you know, it haunts me all night anyway, because we like to spend a whole bunch of time ranging around that level. But overnight levels, when volatility, or I should say volume, is extraordinarily low and the sample size of opinion is not nearly what it is during New York, for me, no, I don't. Okay. Stop limit buy goes out. Bar 32 rolls over into 33. Let's see if the bulls want to take it here. Ten seconds. No fill, gotta pull it. Gotta pull it. This is becoming reminiscent. It's only 2 no fill, no trades, but you know me, man. That's becoming reminiscent of a lower volatility environment. We're seeing a little bit of hesitation to take out continuation orders, which is fine. There's a reason I use stop limits for entries on continuation, because it's protective, at least it can be. If it doesn't give me a fill, then it's not really the trade I was after anyway, right? So it's a win-win for me, no matter what happens when I put a stop limit sell out. But when you start getting a lot of no fills, no trades, oftentimes it's that goes hand in hand with low volume, low volatility, which doesn't have to be the same thing, but it oftentimes is. But I don't want to complain too much. ATR is 37. That's not, you know, that's a hell of a lot better than we've been seeing a lot of the last 2 weeks this time of day. All right, give me 2 minutes. Be right back. What's up? Welcome back. Big bar 34. Minute 20 out. ATR 37. Yeah, now we've got this into 31, 32, 33, 34. I don't love the size of 33, but I'm watching 34 regardless. High of day up in the 740s, which is the wick high of bar number 1, by the way. Come on, 34. Little cleaner. Good. Good. I'm looking at about B- here for myself. Let me get this order ready. See if they can clean it up a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of that, to be honest with you. I would have liked to see a lot more swallow up of that wick up top. Because obviously, you start sucking back a little too much. You start looking, I mean, that's 15 minutes, man. That's, each bar is 5 minutes. You start looking a little bit too much like a sideways range. Man, I think everybody, all you guys in chat today, not in the best moods, man. We're not all amped up today. Is everyone down about 100,000 today or what? What is going on, man? All right, bar 35, 4 minutes out, ATR 35. Mid-30s, anything above 30 I'm cool with. I'm very happy if we're in the 40s or 50s. Big E says, just bored with the PA these days. Hey, the PA today, don't you complain, is much better than we've had the last couple of weeks. I'll take today over the last couple of weeks, especially a couple days in there, man. It was slow. DZ up 2K. My man. Yeah, holy shit, man. Moderna. That is something that, maybe we don't want to talk about it here today. Can you guys believe it? The stock more than doubles. More than doubles overnight. I mean, guys, we're talking about a $60 billion company. That is insane. That doesn't happen, like, almost ever. The amount of money that has to flow in, I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, bar 35 here, minute 42 out. Did anybody, by the way, this is a shot in the dark, I highly doubt it, but did anybody have calls on Moderna overnight? Because if you did, you might not be showing up to work today. You might just be retired right now. I imagine if anybody here did have calls on the stock, they might not be showing up today. They have to go start estate planning. Because they just came into a whole shitload of money. Yeah, you know, it wouldn't surprise me at all, by the way, if in a year, because you know everything takes a year, some news comes out that a few people are going away for a while because of the Moderna trade. Little inside info. I mean, how many people knew that this was getting released? Probably a lot. And you mean to tell me that none of them bought calls, Come on now. Which, by the way, will always baffle me. I'll tell you guys what, man. You gotta use your head a little bit. Is it really worth risking any time, I'll say? But let me put it this way. If you're willing to risk years, you know, we're not talking you got into a fight at a baseball game and you stay until the end of the game in the little jail cell. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about if you insider trade and go away for years, I don't personally believe that any amount of money is worth it. And I think that if you say, of course it's worth it if you make X amount of millions of dollars, I think you really don't have very much belief in yourself. Because I would say, dude, would you rather not just be free and make it yourself? And you'll say, I can't do that. And I'll say, that's the problem. Right there, that's the issue. Really, really dumb. Bernie Madoff level dumb, thinking you're gonna get away with this. I will oftentimes wonder, what the fuck was Madoff thinking? I was having this conversation with my wife, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I was like, you know, I think I have Madoff figured out. There's no way in hell this guy thought that it was never going to come out, the Ponzi he was running. I think, A, he thought that he would die before it came out, so it wouldn't be his problem. And B, with the amount of risk this guy was running, just to achieve slightly better than average returns, I'm telling you guys, I think Bernie Madoff genuinely did it for the clout at the country club. Because during the time he was operating, you could just be any loser hedge fund manager, buy the S&P, make a couple of fake trades here and there to make your investors happy and make it look like you're doing something, and return average, maybe slightly better than average returns. I think Madoff liked to go to the country club and have everyone walk up to him and say, oh, Bernie, you're the fucking man, dude. We love you, Bernie. I think that's what he did it for, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, clout chasing on a new level. Like, it's crazy. Okay, we got 2 minutes here till 36 rolls over. Bear's trying to take us right back into the big trading range. We'll see if the bulls end up bouncing this guy early. Again, you don't want to fall for turning into a soft bear channel or turning into a soft bull channel. You don't want to fall for it early. If there's still a legitimate argument for a sideways range, it's more than likely a sideways range. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now here. We got 38 seconds out, bar 36. Until it closes up, we get a new bar. Gamma, what's up, my man? How we doing? Question, is the FOMC minutes a concern for you? Being in a position at news release, I would attempt to be flat unless it was a bigger intraday swing where you can easily absorb the expected volatility of FOMC. The minutes, I should say, not actual FOMC. The minutes, by the way, if you don't know, the FOMC minutes are hitting today in about an hour and 29 minutes from now. And these were really crucial in like 2022, okay? When the Fed inflation story, monetary policy was like the forefront of the market. The forefront of the market now is, of course, AI and war, all right? Monetary policy, like, no one really gives a shit. If you really think it matters that much to the market, you're like 3 years behind. This was a really big deal in 2022, even 2023. The market doesn't really care anymore. We all sort of know what to expect out of the Fed. Recently, we saw a more than hawkish shift. I think it was maybe 2 FOMC meetings ago, I forget. And yeah, the market moved because of that, because the Fed came out, or I should say the committee came out as being more hawkish than we thought they might be. But that's not going to be every meeting. I mean, it was one meeting. Every other meeting, we just know what we expect is going to happen with 99+% probability, and then it happens and the market moves on. The FOMC minutes, they get released. It's basically like what was talked about behind the scenes at the FOMC, the last FOMC meeting. Today, it's a very low probability that there's anything in the minutes that are of interest to the market that it doesn't already know. Of course, there's a small chance that the AI will dig through the minutes upon its release and say, holy shit, what is this? And the market moves. It's a very low probability though. So the FOMC minutes typically in 2026 are kind of a nothing burger. I don't worry about it. I don't go out of my way to be in a position when they hit. But I don't worry too much about it. I just try to be flat and then get right back to it. Okay, so looking at this here. Again, we had this range. Okay, right? And then the temptation that you want to be careful not to fall for too early was a soft bear channel. Came right back into the range. And we had this big range. And now the temptation that you want to be careful not to fall for too early is soft bull channel. When realistically, I think the overarching look is something, don't overthink it, something like this. Big range, right? So we got 30 seconds here until bar 37 closes up, sitting as what is effectively a doji right now. We'll see if this cleans up in the next 20 seconds. Okay, 2 minutes, big bar 38, ATR sitting in the mid-30s here, 34 is the average range of a 5-minute bar here on NQ right now. All right, I'm going to hit this for a bet on this trading range, sucking up. It's placed into that little channel. The only reason I'm hitting that, by the way, is because I can keep my risk so tight. You understand? Man, I can't believe Moderna overnight. What an insane. I mean, guys, how often do you see 30, 35 billion flow into a stock in hours? That almost never happens. Nuts. We got 37, 38, 39. Going nowhere quick. In the same 5-point opening closing range for 13 and a half minutes. But ATR is still in the 30s, which is good. Oh, man. All right, 39 rolling over into 40. You guys, this is like a 4-point. You see this? Actually, it's almost a 3-point opening closing range in the last 15 minutes. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It is tight, dude. Rain, what's up, brother? How we doing? How we doing? Okay, we got 2 minutes left here on bar 40. This market could really use an influx right about now. Something to shake things up. Thank goodness. Okay, flat. Come on, man. Let's see if we can move this thing. Let's go. 30 seconds out until the close up of bar 40. Now, I know that it's really tempting to size up. I'm not saying volatility is so low. I mean, the HER is still 32, but it's, you know, in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, pretty low. I'm not saying that you always are in a horrible environment when volatility is not 70. That's not what I mean. But when you're in a low volatility range environment, I know it's tempting a lot of times to size up. I get it. When I say size up, I mean like 5x your trading size. A little bit more here and there can make sense. But 5xing, 10xing to try to create the same dopamine hit that you get when it's a big trend and you're putting on 120 points of risk? It's a harder environment, which means your edge is going to be lower, right? So does it make sense to be, quote unquote, betting the same amount of money, putting on the same amount of dollars in risk? No. No, it does not. So we got to be patient here. Take responsible size. By the way, I'm not against averaging on range scalps. It's just you got to know what you're doing. If you do it blindly, you're typically not making the best decisions. Okay, we got the wick low at 27 to think about, down near in the 550s. Well, actually right around 550. 3.5 minutes out here on 41. So the whole look of big sideways range is starting to get wider and starting to get a little sloppier. So we'll watch 41 here and see 70 seconds out. And you got that wick low at 27 to think about. But I'm not scared of the wick low at 27. We'll just see how this bar closes up. Okay, get my order ready. I'll place it and see if the bears want it. If they want it, I want them. If they don't, I do not want to be a part of it. Beautiful placement, by the way. Gorgeous. And they do. All right, see what the bears got. Okay, ATR is 29. Question, what do you mean when you say beautiful placement on the stop limit orders? I mean it's exactly where I want it to be. Which when you're working quick place and stop limits, you know, it takes effort to place it in what I would consider the perfect spot, as close to the wick low as possible, plus a tick. Now that's especially true when it's volatile, because when you got an ATR of 75, it gets more and more difficult to quickly, because it has to be fast, because you're dealing with a rollover, to quickly place a stop limit a tick away from the wick high or low, or as close as you can get to it. So a beautiful placement, what I mean is I timed it perfectly and I put it right where I wanted it. Okay, we got a minute 53 left here on Big Bar 42. Let's see what 42's got. All right. 20 seconds. Until 42 closes up, rolls over. See how it closes here. We'll see if I have to do any kind of management. All right, I'll watch the rollover of 43, see if we can take out the wick low of 42, see if I have to manage. My stop, that is. And it will, which means I gotta do this. Okay, ATR 28. Question, do you have a rule for how many trades you take a day? No, sir. No, sir. Hard capping trade counts is fine if you need the psychological protection. I do not, so I don't do that. It makes no mathematical sense. I mean, if you had, just to be hyperbolic, if you had 1,000 trades in a single day that all had, or at least 950 of them plus, you looked back on, you're like, yep, they had, even in hindsight, looking at them again, I know that those had positive expected value for me, then you should take them. Now, obviously, there's not that many opportunities for a human trader in a day, but just to prove my point, the casino is never going to turn down good action because they are the house. Our job is to try to be the house, correct? And be so consistently. Alright, Bears, let's get a little backbone going here, huh? Little backbone. So if you're just joining us here, I entered on the close of bar 41, on the close of 42 into the open of bar 43 here. I've moved my stop above 42, so the stop is especially tight. ATR sitting 29. All right, there's the open of 44. Close up bar 43. Okay, it'll take out my move stop. And ATR is now below 30, so it's getting less and less volatile here. We're gonna watch out for a big range. Man, this market was so good. ATR 75. And we have dipped really quickly here in the last, how long been live? Hour, 25 minutes? All right, hey, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back, big dogs. Don't you go anywhere. All right. What's up? We're back. All right, bar 44. Let's see, area for me to watch, 545. Man, it's close. Oh, there we go. That up just a hair. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I just watch those bears, see if they got it. Don't feel no trade. They don't want it. I don't want them. Okay, we got the wick low at 27 getting taken out. Obviously on bar 43. More definitively so on bar 44. Now bar 45 trying to swallow back 44. So we've got 4 minutes left on this bar. Might as well be 4 hours. We'll see how this works out. Yeah, they ran away from that order. They said, nope. That's the reason that I like stop limits, right? My best trades, I mean, you guys know, I should say my best continuation trades. That stop limit gets taken out within like 2 seconds tops. Alright, we'll see if the bears can roll 45 here over. Turn this guy into a nice bear body. Close up not too large of a body since we've got that wick up top. And shatter the bull's confidence even a little bit more here. That would be beautiful. "60 seconds, go on bears, do it to him. Do it to him, collapse. Get down through the open here of this bar, flip this guy to a clean bear body. I want to see 0 wick on the bottom on the close." When there's 0 wick, it actually makes it a little more difficult for sure to place the stop limit order. But we do the best we can. Well, you're ready just in case it flips here. Okay, nothing. All right, 45 will close up. Small bull body. Watching 46. You guys see that little, we were down in the 540s. And it ratcheted up into the low 550s. That little movement, that starts to happen when volume starts getting a little bit lighter. Volatility's getting lower. You're seeing less size in the book. So the rungs on the ladder start feeling a little bit further apart. That movement is what people will describe as chop. Now, a lot of traders just say everything's chop because they had a red day. That's not true. That, what you just saw, that is what chop is. But there's varying degrees. So the ATR is 27. It's not so bad. Obviously, quote-unquote chop would be a hell of a lot worse if the ATR was 7. We do have the FOMC minutes reminder here coming out in 42 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. Inflation and monetary policy is not the primary focus of the market currently, so it's fine. It's no big deal. The market will absorb it and move on. But just a heads up, worth knowing. Okay, 90 seconds out here. There you go, Bears. Do it to them. Okay, 30 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. Let's see. Big bar 46. Ten seconds. Stop limit sell goes out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Can you get better placement than that? I don't know. Especially with how sloppy that rollover was, man. You gotta be kidding me. What fucking placement? You gotta be kidding me. ATR 27 here. Let's see what these bears got. Okay, coming into 29.5, I'm not too concerned about 29.5. But we know the market might take a peek at 29.5. There you go, Bears. I don't mind that attitude. Let's just light a bit more of a fire here. There you go, ATR 28. Might as well kick my feet up, huh, dude? We know these bears are gonna take their sweet ass time. You know they like to do that lately. All right, Bears, let's get to it, big dogs. We don't have time for all this. My man, ATR 28. Yeah, there's the rollover at 27. There's a bit of a, I'm sorry, 47. Bit of a wick on 47, so there's really not much management I can even do on 48. ATR, by the way, sitting 26-ish now. We got these minutes coming out in about a half hour. That's the FOMC minutes. Again, I don't care too much about the minutes, but worth mentioning here. At least not in 2026. In 2022, they were important. Not so much these days. See if the Bears can step up and do their job here today, man. Man, if somebody could hand Trump his iPhone or something, dude. That would be real nice. Volatility here, I gotta say, I was bragging about how good it was 90 minutes ago. And here we are, the ATR has collapsed to below 30. Let's at least see if the bears can get the job done here for me. If volatility continues to collapse, it's not going to be best case scenario for me, I'll tell you that much. ATR sitting 27-ish. Alright, you know what time it is? It's time for Big Bar 50! Let's see! Let's see if 50's our boy today. Damn well at this rate, damn well better be. ATR sitting 26. What's our poll looking like, by the way? I know you guys have been voting. Okay, the poll is, which does NQC first, but not necessarily today? 30,000 or 29,000? We are damn near 50-50. 51% says 30,000. 49% of you guys say 29K. So let's get some more votes, see if that pulls away from 50-50. Okay, we got 348 left here on Big Bar 50. So far, it's going nowhere fast. Who else is in a trade right now, by the way? How are you sitting? You long or short? Or flat? Of course, as you can see, I'm currently sitting short. It's been about 19 minutes. Sitting, waiting. All right, short, 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 short. No one's sitting long, huh? Okay, ATR sitting 27. We got a new bar, big bar 50. Not getting the job done. It's not our boy here today, so 51's gonna have to clean up 50's mess. Okay, so the average range of a 5-minute bar here is falling even more. We're down to 25, 26-ish. I'm still okay with 25, 26. I just don't want to see that start dipping below 20. Even the low 20 starts getting kind of low for the ATR on a 5-minute NQ chart. Again, this is Nasdaq futures. Oh, you bears. Come on, man. I am sick of these sideways ranges, dude. If you haven't picked up on this by now, FOMO, I'm good. Revenge trading, I'm good. These aren't problems for me. You might say, well, I feel like I've seen you do that. I'm just taking trades. It just happens to be after a loser, right? I'll do the same thing after winning trades. My thing is when the market doesn't move, it really pisses me off. I think it's like an internal feeling of like a lack of opportunity that just hits me wrong when the market doesn't move. The rest of the trading emotions, I'm totally cool with. I feel like I've conquered them all, except for no volatility. That really, really gets me. Like, that's my thing. It doesn't make me start doing stupid shit, typically, but it... You know what I mean? Gets me going. By the way, guys, go hit the deal at TakeProfitTrader. I'm being dead serious, guys. I'm murdering this deal, personally. Out of my pocket, I'm hitting it again and again and again. I don't care. This deal is stupid. Code BIG, B-I-G. Take Profit is half off, no activation fee, and you can now pass in 3 days. It used to be 5. Or you know what? Or don't hit it. Not my money, dude, if you do or don't. But I really think you should. I think there's a lot of opportunity. Okay, what was I going to look at? We were going to look at the calendar for Take Profit Trader. They don't care about minutes today, which is good. Lucid does, though. That's correct. I don't have any Lucids in the account in the group that I'm currently trading, so I'm all set. Let me check. Yeah, look, I mean, don't take my word for it. You know, it's my account, it's not yours, but as far as I see in emails and on the Take Profit Trader calendar, the FOMC minutes today are not listed for any of them, any of the account types. Now, hopefully, the Bears will just tank this son of a gun off, and I'll be out 5 minutes before the minutes hit anyway, and we'll be good to go. Elevated, what's up, big dog, my man? Yeah, so again, here, a reminder, the FOMC minutes are hitting in about 10 minutes here. Now, the reason I keep bringing it up is because a lot of you guys obviously are trading with prop firms. We love it, but check the firm you're with, because some of them have rules around the minutes today, others don't. And if you're trading multiple prop firms, make sure you know, especially if you've got 3 prop firms in the group and you're in a trade right now, you don't want to forget about one prop firm that you're not supposed to trade through the news 10 minutes out. ATR down to 23.24. Is getting down there, dude. Okay, 8 minutes. 8 minutes until the minutes come out here. The FOMC minutes. Yeah, not so crucial today. Just be aware of the props that you're trading and what their rules are here for today. Okay, we're about a little over 6 minutes out here from the FOMC minutes release. And I would really prefer to be flat if I can be perfect. This volatility just getting murdered. Nah, I'm trading small. We're good. We're good. I gotta tell you, man, I'm more frustrated than anything about the market. Just the lack of opportunity, really volatility. You know, the Asia, like this morning, great volatility. The afternoons, which is when I've been live, have kind of sucked. Would you guys agree? The Asia sessions haven't been amazing, but they've been all right. But like, it's just, this is very reminiscent of summer, well, I guess last summer, summer 2025. And I really thought we were going to get away because summer 2026 so far has just been a fucking monster. Even the beginning of August was great. The end of July, beginning of August, tremendous. But it's just the last couple of weeks. Things have really slowed. I think we're finally getting our summer slowdown here. I thought we were getting away without it. Okay, we got 450 out here. The FOMC minutes will hit. They'll clear within 5 minutes. The market won't care anymore. And we'll move on. Yeah, Mike, it's per month over at TPT, Take Profit Trader. However, I have never in my life had one of those renew because my number one concern with test accounts and evals is opportunity cost. So I'm not waiting a month. Not a chance. That's way too much time that I should be trading in fundeds. So I would, again, do whatever you want to do. It depends where you're at in your journey. But what I would encourage you to do, especially if you're positive ROI in your prop trading, is shoot for passing them you can pass in 3 days. 3 trading days, right? A month, in my opinion, should be reserved for someone who's using an eval to find if they have positive expected value. If you're a trader who's positive ROI in your prop firm trading business, which is how you should treat this, there is no chance it should be taking you over a month to pass, which is good because you're not going to pay the recurring. Question, what's the longest you've waited for an Apex payout? I'm currently at 13 days after approval. Here, I'm waiting on, I'll tell you, because I'm in the same boat as you right now, Zach, my man. Let me pull it up. So, in late July, I requested like 19,000, and I got that within, I think, 5 business days. I'm currently waiting on 35,200 from another payout, and I requested that. Jesus, has it already been that long? I'm waiting on 35,000. I think it's 35,000. We'll round down. I requested that on August 9th, and I am still waiting for it. I imagine it'll probably hit tomorrow. but if it doesn't, whatever. I've always, I've waited. I've had payouts hit in a few business days. I've had to wait 3 weeks for payouts from Apex. I get it. It's frustrating, but it's your money. They always fucking pay. I've never had it not come. It always comes. So just keep doing your job in the meantime. Don't think about it. One morning you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh shit, okay, 30 grand in the bank. Fine, great, move on. Okay, 40 seconds out, and we get the FOMC minutes. Here we go. Here's the minutes. Look at that. Look at all that volatility. Bunch of nothing. Yeah, the minutes are a nothing burger in 2026. You're going to get a little bit of wiggles here and there. That's about it. The AI might find something deep in the minutes, and then it might move, 15, 25 points, whatever. But this is pretty much it. So everyone that was hyping you up about the minutes this morning, there you go. That's what we get out of it. Bunch of nothing. People got to study macroeconomics a little bit more, man. So we'll let this pass. Within 5 minutes or so, the market will be over it. Question: so can you trade the Apex accounts with an approved payout that you're still waiting for while you wait? The answer is yes. Apex payouts, since they made the big changes at Apex. And everyone was like freaking out because Apex was making big changes. One of the big changes was you used to request a payout and then wait for someone to review it and approve it. And sometimes they could reject you. I've gotten rejected from Apex exactly on one payout from one account. It wasn't even a set of 20. It was one account, one payout, and it was my fault. And that was like over a year ago. Now, when you request a payout from Apex, it's approved immediately, like within seconds. It's now automated because they have a better system for filtering. Are you eligible to request the payout without having to have a human look at it, right? So you request the payout, it gets approved. They pull the money out of the account, and then it's just a waiting game, just waiting until it hits your bank account, which again, I've never had the money not come. Apex always fucking pays. It just depends how long it takes, depending on the payout. It's kind of random, to be honest with you, how long it takes. But the longest I've ever had it take is like 3 weeks. The quickest I've ever had it hit is like 3 business days. So you can absolutely trade the accounts once the money's taken out of there, which it will be once it's approved, which happens right away. Okay, so we got the minutes hitting, little volatility in, no big deal. Let the market digest that. Zach says, mine was approved on the 6th. Same account. Had another approval yesterday. Only 5,500. Hey, don't say only, man. That's a great payout, 5,500. It's not too bad. But I'm needing that money to scale up. They've always paid. Just don't remember it taking this long. Yeah, Zach, if you requested on the 6th and it still hasn't hit your bank account yet, you're definitely in one of the cycles of payouts that's taking a bit longer. Again, I've had it take anywhere from like 3 business days to like 3 weeks. But it always hits. So try not to worry too much about it. You'll wake up one morning early and it'll be there. Don't worry about it. These other prop firms, Lucid, Take Profit, My Funded Futures, I've taken payouts from all of them. And I think a lot of you guys get a little bit frustrated with Apex because it's like, well, it seems like they take the longest to pay. And while that's often true, the numbers are often the biggest from Apex. So it's like, you know, what do you want? Do you want smaller payouts quickly, or do you want bigger payouts that might take a couple of weeks to hit your bank account? My answer is both, big dog. Why would you pick? Do both. You get the best of both worlds. Okay, 49 seconds out, we'll get the news bar here. Huge news bar, right? Close it up, we'll roll over into 56. All right, so the FOMC minutes bar and now this follow-up bar have dragged ATR up to 30. So, you know, it's definitely not 300 like a lot of people will have you believing. The minutes, I mean, think about it, right? The minutes would be really important if the main story of the market was inflation. It's not. It's not. You're 3-4 years behind, big man. The main story of the market is AI and war. Those are the stories. By the way, guys, if you're not maxed out at Apex, dude, you're tripping. You're tripping. They are currently 90% off single day pass. Code BIG, my man, BIG. But people ask me, Nico, what prop firm should I start with? You guys know, I think that if you don't have positive expected value, you should start with one micro and one eval, but that's like day one stuff. Once you have reason to believe that you do have positive expected value, the answer is go to Take Profit, get 5 accounts, 5 pro accounts, take daily payouts as often as you can, go to Apex, get 10, 15, 20. I mean, why do 10 when you can do 20? Fundeds. Scale it. Scale, scale, scale. The answer is both. Don't just pick one, that's silly. Okay, 15 seconds till 56 closes up. Much bigger bar here on 56, tremendous. All right, guys, I'm going to go hit a meal, man. I'm out of here. I will see you all tomorrow. And in a couple of days, before we know it, it'll be Pharaoh Friday. But let's not wish away the week. There's going to be plenty of opportunity tomorrow and Friday. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Hang in there.